What's going on YouTube? I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you're interested in purchasing my book, I'll leave a link in the description box below. This is my last trip to my rental property, which is for sale. It's been for sale. The reason I'm here is because I'm picking up the last of my personal belongings, my furniture, and the permit that I had to have in order to get this place approved from the fire damage. The last one needed to get approved, and I couldn't get it approved until the carpet was installed in the second bedroom because it's a remodel permit. And the carpet had to be installed in a mini split, which was $8,000 for the mini split. But so I wanted to talk to you guys about some stuff. You guys remember my old house? You guys remember, had to get new kitchen cabinet fronts. I put those on a couple days ago, not last week. Here's the guest room with the new carpet and the new ceiling fan and the mini split. This was all fire damage. No furniture in here. So that's just extra carpet. You guys remember outside, same thing. So it's back in its original condition. I had a neighbor give me this refrigerator, which works, and thank goodness he did that. So the plot thickens. Just one last thing that I learned today. How did I learn this? I had a service guy come out here to fix the washing machine because the clothes washer is broken. It's not working. And he says, yeah, I got called out here last year for the stove. And I was like, wait, what? So my property manager told me that the stove, the tenant was complaining that the stove didn't work. The technician that came out here, he said, well, yeah, the stove wasn't working because the tweakers took it apart. So he said he had to completely rebuild the stove from scratch because the top had been taken off and they went in there and they messed up with the gas line and everything else. And they were complaining that it didn't work, but the property manager never told me that. Never told me that. Interesting. Whatever. So I'm here to get a U-Haul. This is my bed, and I'm going to bring the bed home. It's the most comfortable bed on earth. And I'm going to take everything, the mirror, the drapery, the shower curtain. It's all been fixed. Every part of this, the ceiling was black, and I used so much Kills and white paint. I didn't bring any equipment with me. I've got no special lighting right now, so I know I don't look as good as I normally look, and I'm tired and dehydrated. But one of the things that I've learned from not just being a landlord, but my YouTube channel too, because people comment all the time, your house is so clean. I love the way you decorate, all this other stuff. And I always chalked it up to just being a minimalist and, cleaning up after myself. I don't deep clean. I don't move furniture to clean underneath it. I wash the couch cushions maybe once every couple of months. And I don't consider myself like a neat freak. I don't consider myself super clean, just normal. Well, from what I've learned from landlording, from my YouTube channel, from friends who've worked in the police department, is that when you drive past different houses, it's a facade. The inside of 95% of homes are disgusting. I'm talking people live like animals, and you would never think it. I have this theory, and I talk about this on my channel sometimes, but, and it helps me with not spending money. And that is, if you were to drive down the main street of the town that you live in, and you take away the fast food, and you take away the motels and hotels, what are you left with? Not a whole lot. You're left with gas stations, Walmart, Target, stuff like that. But if those things were taken away, or all of a sudden it became nobody wanted to eat out anymore and there were no restaurants, downtowns would be pretty bare. Well, now I have a whole new perspective when I'm driving down the road and I see a well-kept yard, looks real nice. They mow their lawn. Their house is painted nice. Might not be the nicest house, but they take pride in ownership and they keep it nice. Then they open their garage door and it is hoarded to the brim of junk. And the insides of their houses, their stoves are covered in grease stains and their refrigerators are growing their own ecosystem inside. And they haven't dusted for years or vacuumed the carpet. And things are broken in their house. And you don't know this driving by their houses. You would never think in a million years that were the case of these immaculately looking homes. My house, this one, well, both of them, from the outside, they look like crap. I have no driveway. I think I'm one of the very few people in my neighborhood that doesn't have a driveway. A lot of people here have fake grass because it's in the desert and they have the fake greenery to make it look nicer. I don't have that. They have beautiful fencing surrounding their entire houses. I don't have that. So my house is one of the ugliest on the block. But inside, it's one of the nicest. In my neighborhood in California, my house is very unassuming. You almost drive right by it. Your eyes just glaze over my house. You don't even notice that it's there. Seriously. It's got a tiny front yard. It's the foundation is an ugly fire engine red. I might paint that, but I have reasons not to. You know, the driveway is in disarray. The orange trees cover the majority of the house, so you can't even see that there's a house there. And the reason I don't fix that in the front yard is because I don't want the tax man coming. But you guys have seen the inside of my house. The inside of my house is nice. So when you're driving by these really gorgeous neighborhoods with big, they've got pillars in the front yard and well-kept cobblestone driveways and, well-washed trucks, just think to yourself, the inside of their house is probably disgusting. And then you drive by a house like mine, average, it's well-kept, but it looks like crap. The inside of their house could be the nicest thing you've ever seen. And it's the same with people who drive really fancy cars that cost $100,000, some Eddie Bauer something or other. It's washed, it's waxed, it's got a full tank of gas. And they are in debt up to their eyeballs. They can't breathe. They're working 70 hours a week to try and keep up the facade of looking rich. While other people spend their time trying to keep up the facade of looking like they have it together with the front of their house. And on the inside, they are just so messed up. You wouldn't believe it. And 95% of people, from what I've heard, from what I've seen, from what people comment on my YouTube channel, from the landlording business, from police officers, from fire departments, 95% of people live like animals. I think we can do better. I think that I've learned, and this is going to sound extreme, but most people can't seem to take care of themselves. Most people cannot mentally cope, physically cope, spiritually cope with life, with living. And this is seen through the filth in their houses, through the filth in their cars, through not being able to juggle their finances and realize that a $100,000 car is the same as a down payment on a nice house. People can't keep it together, and I think people can do better. I have a lot more faith in people than I think that they think I have in them. I think that you can clean your house. I think that you can keep your house clean. I think that you can get that grease off of your stove or behind the stove. I think that you can wipe down your refrigerator once a month. I think you can vacuum your car once a month, once every blue moon. You can wash your car. It doesn't have to be the nicest car in the world. My car's 26 years old, but it's clean, it's washed. I vacuum. It still has the new car smell and it's 26 years old. I wish people would put as much value in themselves as they do in the value of appearing having it together. Clean your house. Wash your car. Start making those hard decisions on what are the right things to purchase and the wrong things to purchase. Start looking around your house and thinking, how much did I spend on all these knickknacks, all these things sitting around? When's the last time I used them? Am I ever going to use them? Am I just holding them for just in case? Is there something broken in your house that you can fix? Maybe you've got a broken washer or a broken dryer. Maybe you can fix it or get a clothesline. One little step at a time, folks. One little step at a time. You know, if you have a hard time mentally or physically doing things, just do one thing at a time. If painting a room is overwhelming to you, paint one wall and then paint the next wall the next day. If washing your car is overwhelming, just go wipe off the windows, just the windows. And then the next day, wipe off the hubcaps. And then the next day, wipe off the hood. And then the next day, wipe off the back bumper. In a week, you're gonna have a clean car. If your house is overwhelmingly dirty, start with one thing. Clean the top of the stove. Get some degreaser and degrease the back of your stove. Do one load of laundry. If you're overwhelmed, do just one load and say, I'm going to do one load today. And that's all I can do. You know, spend 5 minutes a day dusting. 5 minutes. 5 minutes a day dusting. Spend 5 minutes and clean your bathtub. Get some buy some scrubbing bubbles if you have to. I use Dawn or just cheap dish soap, and a scrub brush. Just do one thing, you know, one little thing. Start taking pride on the inside of your house, just like you do the outside. Start taking pride in your finances, just like you take pride in your car. You can do it, folks. We can do better. And remember, even if you are like this and you're dirtier than you want to be, you don't have the energy to do things, 95% of people are just like you. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.